author dashing through pages. Chronicles, Gospels, prophets, sages. Leviticus, laws, to pause, find phrases. Turning them corners, no spiritual mazes. Genesis to Revelation, so divine. Flip them scripts, endless grace you'll find. Psalms singing sweet, unbroken lines. Hitting that rhythm, wordplay refined. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? Wake up early, the dawn's light shimmers. Spiritual breakfast, soul food dinners. Isaiah's vision, Ezekiel's figures. Walk through the fire, no one limbers. Kings and judges, prophets profound. Plowing the word, no mythical ground. Verse after verse, wisdom's bound. Heavenly soundtrack, soul serving sound. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? No shortcuts, all divine routes. Listen to the whispers, no room for doubt. Parables drop stronger than gold faucets. Souls hydrated from divine prophets. Study the book, change perspectives. Carefully crafted, not too subjective. A year to reflect, learning perfect. Patterns of grace that time can't deflect. Old Testament drops deep and so real. Kings and warriors, covenant seals. Split that Red Sea, divine reveal. Commandments written, not made of steel. Bethlehem birth to cross on the hill. Unfolding the never blessings, pastor with skill. Scripture flip, every verse fulfilled.
Through the word, every verse, every chapter, nothing unheard. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. 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 Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hope you are having a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. wherever you are, whatever's going on in your world. All right, let me just adjust this a wee bit. There we go. Moved the desk a little bit, and now the cam is not where I wanted it, but we can fix that. We can fix that. So, bum. Seb, how we doing, buddy? How's your day going so far? Hope, yeah. Did you catch that? Yeah, I got the. Well, this is one of the sticker mugs, and I've decided a couple of them are not streamers. They're connected with church planting, some of them, but it's like I might replace a few of these if I get another sticker. And then this one, there's one of my own for my prayer booth that I might sticker over because it's kind of worn and it's not really good looking. But otherwise, yeah. I got the HopeCon sticker on there. Found a spot for that right there, front and center. Looks good, doesn't it? All right. Bum. You're well. Tuning in for a few minutes at work. All right, man. So we are, let's get the title change or the focus change. We are going to do Proverbs today. Now, if you've forgotten, a proverb gets paid for what an amateur verb does for free. Sorry, it's a bad joke. But Proverbs are not promises. Proverbs are wisdom literature. And we unfortunately at times have treated them as promises, and then we've been disappointed because we have followed the advice that they have to give us, and then the outcome that they promised, that's what we think, doesn't happen. They're not promises. It's not like a formula that that's mathematical and A plus B always equals C, or 2 plus 2 always equals 4. No, that's not what these are. They are wisdom. They are based on the evidence of how the world works and how the economy of God works. Given certain inputs, certain outcomes should be expected. But you threw your sticker in the back of your phone case. I haven't stickered my phone case. That's a thought, but I don't know how well it would stick to this case. It's an interesting thing. Had not thought about that. But if you've got a clear one, I've seen people with clear and they'll put their stickers underneath, but I haven't stickered the phone. That would be one where I'd want mini stickers, because I wouldn't want just one sticker there. It'd be like a whole bunch of little mini ones that could sticker the whole thing up. That would be fun. All right, so we're in Proverbs 4. Psalms and Proverbs are good and all, but sometimes I like Proverbs a lot more than Psalms. Sometimes, though, it just feels like, all right, that sounds like it's true, but I don't know what to do with it. Or sometimes you get into these sections where they seem like they contradict each other. Like, answer a fool according to his folly. 4 verses later, do not answer a fool according to his folly. So it's like, here are stuff to think through when you're going to do stuff. They're not set in stone kind of things, but they are guidelines to help you walk the smooth and the straight path. So you have a clear case and you put them underneath. That's what I was guessing. Yeah, I don't have the clear case, so oh well. I'm stuck with what I've got. Okay, so let's get into Proverbs 4. Listen, children, to a father's instructions and pay attention, so that you may gain discernment. See, this right here is the point that we're trying to do. We are trying to gain discernment so that when I run into a situation, I've already thought about and contemplated this potential scenario, so I know what to do when the scenario comes up. That's the idea here in Proverbs. Or maybe I've not faced this one, but given other scenarios that I have studied, I have a good base to make a decision upon. Welcome in, Luces. Because I hereby give you good instruction. Do not forsake my teachings. I hereby give, I hereby bequeath to my little boy instruction. Ha ha ha, you're not getting any money. I'm just leaving you words of advice. And how fun would that be, honestly, to put in? My wife would kill me, but if she goes first, which she plans on, what's she going to do? How fun would that be, the reading of the will? Flat Cap hereby bequeaths these words of wisdom to his eldest. Suck it up, Buttercup. And he hereby bequeaths these words of wisdom to his youngest. Sucks to suck. Those wouldn't be the actual ones, but I'm just thinking, how fun would that be to take and at your funeral and in the reading of the will to just have words of wisdom be something that you would leave to your kids. That would be pretty fun, pretty funny. Notice how in Kings that Rehoboam, Solomon's son, shuns Solomon's wisdom and ends up failing. Oh, totally. Totally. He not only shuns his father's wisdom, he shuns the wisdom of his father's advisors. So he gets advice from his father's advisors, and he goes, nah. And he asks his buds who have their own interest at heart what he should do. And they're like, do this. And it's like, yeah, that sounds good to me, because that's good for me. I'll do that. So... absolutely, he does not take his father's advice. But I was just thinking, how fun would it be? And just have really, really pithy things, not even really good wisdom, and then just go, nah, just kidding. Here's the good wisdom that I'd be expecting to have. No. Here's what I bequeath to you. I bequeath the blessing. I bequeath the Shema upon you. Okay. Makes you think Proverbs was written by Rehoboam. Ooh. I don't know that he's smart enough to write it. But I get what you're saying. Okay. When I was a son to my father, when I was a young warthog, a tender only child before my mother, he taught me, and he said to me, let your heart lay hold of my words, keep my commandments so that you will live. So let your heart lay hold of my words. Okay, we have a different inclination of what the heart is. The heart, we think of romance. The heart, we think as whimsical. It's not the right thing to, yes. Yeah, to not buy. So we think that the heart is like romance and all that. So the heart's leading you. We will do that. But no, the heart was the thing that they saw. So out of the heart comes good or evil. So the heart is your motivational center. So let your motivational center, and I mean, that's not a word they would have used, but why am I doing this? How am I doing it? Hold of my commands. This is going to be the center of how I'm going to direct my life. So the heart is going to lay hold of it. To the commands, so that you will live. That sounds good. I don't want to die, so let me pay attention here. Acquire wisdom, acquire understanding. Check. Sounds good. Let me acquire some wisdom. Let me get some understanding. Boom. So wisdom would be the knowledge, and the understanding is how to apply it. Do not forget and do not turn aside from the words that are coming out of my mouth. See, from the words of my mouth. See, the words I speak. Now, I like the words that are coming out of my mouth. Do not forsake wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, and she will guard you. Wisdom is one of those things that gets personified as a woman. It takes on the characteristics of a person. It's talked about as if it was someone who was in the room with you to give you instructions. Wisdom is also one of those things that is talked about as being there at the time of creation. Hey, Papsio, welcome in. Wisdom, it was seen to have been with God in creation. It was the wisdom that God used in order to carry out the instructions and the creation of all things. So later on, when we have Jesus is personified as wisdom who was with God at creation, it's taking over that mantle that they would have thought of as the personification of the actions that God took. Jesus is therefore the personification and the source of those actions. I don't know if anyone, if you've ever heard that. So makes you wonder if wisdom actually has a personal body in the presence of God. Well, okay, that's where they were thinking along those lines. Later, we have John filling in the idea of wisdom being Jesus personified, because the word, logos, comes to be one of those things that both the Jews and the Greeks, the spoken word of God. So, but there's other ways. So it's not all uniform that everyone would think Jesus is the personification of wisdom. So you could still have not necessarily a bodily form, because wisdom is not fully seen as physical realm, but a spiritual body, if that makes sense. Could be forced or could be imagined. And it was the lack of wisdom that Adam and Eve in the garden. Well, I would say yes, but also it's more of they were grasping for something that they weren't supposed to have. They were grasping for something. So, and again, we don't have to see it that way. We can see wisdom as just the concept that we would have as an intellectual assent from a Greek perspective, but the Jewish perspective might have it more personified as some spiritual entity of some kind. Not that it's God, not that it's competing with God, but just so that they could imagine it in a way that could take action of its own. Wisdom does this. Wisdom is the mother in the room helping you and guarding you. Okay. Wisdom is supreme, so acquire wisdom. The absolute and the construct state of recite are identical. Some treat rasid chachma as a genitive construct, the beginning of wisdom. Others take it as an absolute function, as predicate, as the subject. Wisdom is the first, the chief thing. The context here suggests the predicate. Okay. Like wisdom is supreme. I'll have the supreme. And whatever you acquire understanding. So we've gone back to these two motifs, wisdom and understanding. The verse is not in the LXX. Oh, interesting. Some textual critics delete the verse as delete the verse as an impossible gloss that interrupts 6 and 8. Oh, interesting. So if you don't know the LXX, the Septuagint, the Greek translation of the Old Testament, skips this verse. Wow, that's interesting. It does have a repetition of what happened before, so I could see where they could see, oh, it just accidentally got recopied, but I don't know. Seb, I was wondering if wisdom was a gal, but I know spirits don't have genders. Virtues are usually going to be seen as feminine. So yes, wisdom is going to be personified as a woman. It's going to be personified that way. Wisdom is going to be that way. Liberty is going to be that way. That's why we have Lady Liberty. I mean, those are coming from Greek ideas in some ways. Wisdom may be one of the only things, because one of the things with, that's an interesting thought, actually. One of the things about Hebrew is it's very concrete in the imagery that it's using. So it will use heavy, kavod, for majesty and honor and glory, because the king is very kavod. He's very heavy. He has substance. He has presence. They will use concrete examples. So like anger is going to be red face. Like your face is turning red. You've got a big nose because you're steaming, and so they're going to use images that you can see. Whereas Greek is going to be using wisdom, like there's no tangible thing that wisdom is. It's ethereal in some manner. But let's go actually look up the word wisdom a second. I want to go see what it gives us. And this may not be the best way to look it up because, wait a minute, are we in 4? Suddenly going where? Yeah, we're in 4. The lexicon here with Strong's may not be the best one for looking at Hakma.
Strong's H2451. Chokhmah.
Just wisdom, skill, shrewdness, wisdom, prudence. Yeah, it's just going wisdom. Skillful, wisely, wits, shrewdness. That's a nice. And now we're going to think shrewdness as being more nefarious, but it doesn't necessarily have to be used that way. You can use shrewdness against someone who is evil to trick the person who's evil rather than being tricked by the evil person with shrewdness. So it can go either way. But shrewdness would somewhere imply that either the giver or the recipient is going to be someone that either is a deceiver or needs to be deceived, if that makes sense. So, I have filled the spirit of wisdom in errant. Okay. So Exodus is where this idea starts. Okay. Let's go back to the root, Hakam. Wise teacher, exceeding the Hifel, to make wise, to show oneself. Okay. We're not getting a lot of variant out of wise there. Matt, welcome in. Good morrow to you. Okay, so we're talking about wisdom here. Esteem her highly, and she will exalt you. She will honor you if, if you embrace her. She will place a fair garland on your head and will bestow a beautiful crown on you. Oh, Matt, I was just looking at, like, when your name does not have the URG all capitalized at the end. Here, I'm going to type it in the chat so that you can see what my brain was wanting to read your name as. Here's what my brain is trying to read your name as. Matt the Werg. Matt the Werg. I don't know what a Werg is, but I know what a warg is. But so I was like, is the Werg a hybrid of a warg? Not sure. I saw that the other day when I was like, what? Who is that? Because I just saw it all in lowercase, and my brain tried to make it that. Anyway, I thought you'd think it was funny. Okay. So again, here, why in some ways would we want wisdom to be personified as a woman? Because it needs to be attractive and something that you want to pursue. Like, you see a good-looking lady? In my younger days, we're gonna go pursue in a very nice way. You know, go after. Gotta run, Seb. All right, have a good day. You love these type of conversations. I knew you would. Sorry you can't hang. Maybe catch the VOD. Maybe. So personified as, and the other reason is because the other personification that you need to stay away from is the adulterous woman. The adulterous woman is the one that's going to lead you to follow after other gods. Adultery is the following after other gods instead of following after God. It's the pursuing of other than the way God has established you to be in relationship with him. So following after and chasing after wisdom is going to help you in staying true to the God that you are following, and the adulteress is going to lead you away from it. So we have personified women in imagery. We don't have to absolutely think of them as an actual physical being, that this is wisdom over here, I pursue her. This is an adulteress over here, that I actually am committing actual adultery in the physical realm. No, I can be committing spiritual adultery, which is usually what it's talking about. Maybe not in Proverbs, but throughout the prophets, that is certainly going to be the thing that is the concern. Okay. So here, the glory that you're going to get, the honor that you'll receive from wisdom. Listen, my children, and accept my words, so that the years of your life may be many. I hereby guide you in the way of wisdom, and I lead you in the path, the upright path. Like I said, I don't know. I hereby guide you. I don't like that. I don't know why that phrase is just going to me. The means to teach, to instruct, to guide. This is a form of the root. Okay, blah 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 blah. Of the word Torah, law. We have a bad, I think, like law is, I really wish we had a different word for it, because law we think of as black and white. Like it is the absolute thing that you need to follow the letter of the law, which is what we have problems with. No, this is guidance. Okay? It is the plumb line that you need to stay close to. Rather than in the, did you do it 100%? Yes, you get credit. Did you fail? Oh, you got 1% wrong. You failed. No, it's the plumb line idea. It is the thing that you want to measure yourself against so that you can be upright. Anyway. Morning, Bible nerds. Welcome in, T West. Good to see you. Here, one of the results being long life. Long life. Okay, we're gonna have an ad break. So, let's look at fishies first. Getting a few leaves in the pond. Need to get those clean out. Fish pond calm and glassy clear. Exactly. What you said about the law is something you realize too late. Also, not too late. Yeah. Law wants to look at everything black and white. So when we use law, we sometimes, I think, beat people up with God's word. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. With his cam he shows it all. Little fish both big and small. Life in pond so serene. Nature's beauty on the screen. Fish over ads. Thank you for the sub. See the ripples, watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle glow. Flat caps. Wywis is just chilling. Let's just take a look at Wywis here. Hey, buddy. Right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. All right, so yes, fish over ads. Oh, Wywis, yes, show us your beautiful fins, baby. And are you gonna run into the wall? Okay. Matt, the ERG stands for Upper Room Gamer. Plus, in the middle of your last name change, so was trying to create something unique. Yeah. All good. All right, we get the tail fin there. That's not the greatest, Wywis. What are you doing there? What are you doing? All right, we'll go back to all of them. And I will be at my mom's tomorrow and Friday, and hopefully get the other camera fixed there so that it will be back on track. Upper room gamer. I like that. I like that. Are there more people that are upper room gamers? Like, is there a group of you, or is that just what you came up with yourself, that you are from the upper room and you're a gamer? It's a neat thought. And Zach Lee, again, thank you for the sub, man. Appreciate it. All right. When you walk, your steps will not be hampered, and when you run, you will not stumble. Okay, so again, if you don't understand, and we didn't talk about this yet, your walk is your way of life, and stumbling is just that. You've made a failure of some kind, or if you veer to the right or the left of the path. If your path is not smooth, you will stumble. So those are the errors, those are the mistakes, those are the problems that you have in life. So if you adhere to wisdom, if you chase after wisdom, when you walk, your steps won't be hampered. There won't be obstacles in the way to overcome. And when you run, you won't trip and fall and land face first. Zach Attack, good morning. Hope you're feeling well today, friend. Hold on to instructions. Do not let it go. Let it go. Don't let it go. I don't know how to change the words to that song to make this make sense, because it's not in my head, but it would have been funny. Don't let it go. Don't let it go. Instructions, something about those. Don't let it go. You woke up at 2 a.m. with a dog jumping on you. That sounds horrible. Sounds horrible. Whenever we had pets were not in the bedroom. No. Door is shut, pets are outside, you don't get to come in. No. The Zacks are here, yeah. I know other people sleep with their pets, not me. I don't sleep with the fishes. I'm not sleeping with the fishes. I'm not sleeping with my pets. Okay. Hold on to instructions. Do not let it go. Protect it, because it is your life. Okay. Wisdom and instructions are the thing that are going to guide your life. So, yeah, I've been here. Welcome in. I like thinking about things in terms of wisdom, okay, rather than right and wrong. Okay? If you ask the question, is this right, is this wrong, you get stuck in a binary right-wrong situation. Is drinking tea right or wrong? Well, I need more information. Like, what do you mean by is drinking tea right or wrong? It doesn't apply to every circumstance. Now, if instead I can ask the question, for Adorable Will, welcome in. If I ask the question, is it wise to drink tea? Well, now I can ask different things. I can bring up different things. Okay, are you in a well-hydrated state? Is the tea too hot? Are you having issues with caffeine? What are you trying to drink? And now I can have wisdom guide me in decisions. So right now I'm drinking decaf tea because I'm trying to cut out my caffeine. So if I'm trying to cut out my caffeine and you offer me caffeinated tea, I have to ask the question, is it wise for me to drink that tea after 5 p.m.? And the answer is probably no. Given that circumstance, it's not wise. How about at 8 in the morning, drinking caffeinated tea? Probably a fine decision, not right or wrong. Just so when we go to wisdom is not about right or wrong in every circumstance. It's about what is a best way to proceed. So I really like that thinking. Rather than right and wrong, when my kids would ask me a question about if they should do something, I would usually say, is it a wise thing to do? Like, I was thinking about getting a tattoo. Is that a wise thing to do? What were you gonna do? I was thinking about getting my nose pierced. Well, is that a wise thing to do? And then, you know, you can talk through it. Like, I had a friend who had their nose pierced back when I was in college, got a sinus infection, the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. In my estimation, getting a nose ring based on that possibility is not a wise thing to do, but you go do you. It's not a right or wrong in that circumstance. It's just given that, maybe it's not wise. If I don't have that, maybe it's perfectly fine. Another thing I think about is, what if someone punches me in the nose? That's not going to feel good. What if I get in a fight and someone rips it out? Not going to feel good. Hence, no nose ring, everybody. Matt, you just came up with it at the time. Well, I like that. Upper Room Gamer, I like it. Your concept was to build a community around gaming and break bread like they did in Axe. Totally love that, man. Yeah, the playlist you share with your wife is going to be topic whiplash as always. Yep, I understand that. Yes, just because it's not sinful doesn't make it wise. Exactly. And just because it isn't sinful, you know, or, yeah. I mean, you can go down all those. Yeah, depends on the tattoo. Exactly. Been watching this tattoo cover-up show, and man, bad decisions were made. Oh, yeah, if you go to one of those, you watch one of those, there's some bad decisions out there. And there's some bad tattoos out there, you know, that people have had. Nose rings look so trashy in your opinion. It depends on the nose ring. The thing that I like on another level is that, like, you go on the side. I don't think that it looks, you know, anything's, you know, like, I don't have any issues like, oh, what's going on there? But when you do the really tiny little one that just goes underneath here, like, my first instinct is, oh, you need to wipe your nose. Oh, that's a nose ring. I'm like, I'm sorry, but if every time I see you, I think you got a boogie, that's probably not the most, you know, adorable thing or attractive thing that you can do to yourself. Yeah, the bull nose ring, yeah. Now, if you're gonna do the bull nose ring, I mean, let's do it up big time. Do I have something here? Bum, 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 bum. I do not. You know, like, do that. Like, you know, do something big. Yeah, studs look nice, though, honestly. Yeah, the stud or just the little ring on the side. Yes, let me tie something on it. I know. That yeah, if it gets too big, there's that thought too. But at least the bigger it is, it doesn't look like you got a boogie. I go, oh, it's jewelry. Anyway, you're terrible. The other thing is with the lip things, again, my brain goes to, what if someone punches you in the face? That's gonna hurt. Or if you just fall on your face, that's gonna hurt. But, you know, wisdom, not right or wrong, just wisdom. Think it through. Do not enter the path of the wicked, or walk in the ways of those evil ones. So your walk is your way of life. Whose steps are you following in? I love that idea. Whose path are you treading behind? Who are you following? Who are you looking after? Who is your mentor? I remember years ago, you would hear people say, I haven't heard it recently, but we got, you know, social media now, so that could be part of it. Tell me the people you're hanging out and the books you're reading, and I'll tell you who you'll be in 5 years. I don't even know if I could say that today. Like, you know, it's kind of like, show me the streams that you're watching and the shorts and reels that you're watching, and I'll tell you who'll be in 5 months. Might be a more accurate thing. Maybe. So, Fedorable, there's a lot of romantic decisions that this applies to as well. For example, premarital making out can be a stumbling block for some people. Oh, yeah, exactly. And for others, it may not be. And then it depends on what it is. Because one of the things, just to take off of that, if the first girlfriend you have, you kiss on the hand, then you got to do something new with the second girlfriend you have, so you kiss on the lips, and then you got to do something new with the third girlfriend you have, so then you French kiss. You know, it's like, it's that progression kind of aspect to it that can lead to more and more things that we don't always think through. So if you're going to, and you're in a relationship, and you're at some level of commitment to that, great. Set boundaries that you're going to adhere to, and leave those boundaries where they are. For other people, yeah, absolutely, the boundary needs to be in a different place. Matt, in high school, a girl ripped a nose ring out of another girl she had in surgery. Yeah, that's exactly why I would not do it. Yeah, that's a thing that can happen. Yes. And my thought is, you punch me in the face, is that going to staple my nose to the back of my head if I have a nose ring? And if not, it's going to hurt. And yeah, the ripping out if you have a hoop. Woo, no thanks. No, thank you. Okay, so we have our way of life. We have our path. Who are we following after? Avoid it. Do not go on it. Turn away from it and go on. So, look at here's, to bring in the New Testament analogy of it. What is the fruit of that person's life? What is the fruit of that person's life that you're going to chase after? So let's just, pick if you're wanting to be a streamer, and you're wanting to, or a TikToker or whatever it is, and you're wanting to blow up in social media, you're wanting to have all of those people follow. You want 1 million followers. Well, what way are you going to do it? Are you going to go the path that's going to be easy but shallow and at the expense of other people? And then if you stumble and fall, those people who are followers of you will turn on you. Or would you want to go the slow and steady rate of building relationships with those people and helping instruct them and bring them along and instructing in just a generic sense, okay? Like, here's how to do this game better. Here's what I'm doing in this game. So not like, have to have some really specific, you're going to learn outcomes from it, but just instructions of hey, how to carry yourself, how to, and instruction can be by the way you do things. Doesn't mean your videos, your content has to be teaching. So don't hear it that way. But I'm going to lay the example for other people to follow. If I'm doing it that way, it's going to take slow, and I'm going to want to be that. So there is the path that's going to look like. So what is the fruit of the person you're following? Where are they going to be in 5 years? Are they going to crash and burn? Are they leaving a wake of bodies along the way as they are pursuing after things? Ooh, that might not be good. So pay attention to the fruit, the outcome of the person you're following and the things that they do. So, T-West, yeah, that's a thing. Thing could happen. Yeah. Man, you got a lot of love rock songs that include verses directly from the Bible. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Yeah, and if you have 1 million followers, how many are actually leading and discipling them? It will take 5 to 10 folks over a bunch of followers. Yeah, the number game is exhausting. Exactly. The number game is exhausting. Now, on the other hand, Matt, to go back to, you can disciple people, and you are discipling people from this standpoint. A disciple is someone who follows you and watches what you do and puts into practice what you're doing. So you are discipling the people in a one-way direction. If you have hundreds of views or thousands of views, you are discipling people. Now, what you're not able to do is fully invest in those people from a relational standpoint. So I get your point, but I just want to point out, you can even be discipling because they're watching you. So they are just they are followers that you are influencing, you are discipling them. But we want more depth in our discipleship, which is I'm pretty sure you're talking about. But I just wanted to point that out. Thank you for the lurk, Papstio. Supersonic. Spot of tea, friend. We've got a spot of tea. Earl Grey all day, baby. Earl Grey all day. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Supersonic. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, friend. And yes, I really think that investing in people in a deeper level, I love using Jesus' analogy of he had the 3 that were intimate, he had the 12 that were elite, and then he had the 72, and then there was beyond there. There was beyond there. And I think I can have those levels of, then there's the crowd beyond there. But I can't invest in the crowd. I can only influence the crowd. So the same way I can be an influencer and discipling the crowd is different than discipling the 72. So you redeemed a change the flat cap, but you also redeemed a tip of the cap. So, tip of the cap, friend. Tip of the cap. All right, what do we, something colorful. Okay. Green is pretty colorful. There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you, friend. Appreciate that. It's always, what's funny, I go to, and people can vouch for this if they've been at a conference with me, and not everyone notices this, because sometimes it's more subtle. I will get up in the morning and I'll have one hat that I'm wearing. By lunchtime, I've switched to another hat. By mid-afternoon, some days I will switch to another hat, and then I will have my hat for the evening. I often will wear 4 hats in a day. So you making me change hats, you still you're still waiting for the yellow one cap to be. I know, so am I. Like I said, the yellow cap, when I find it, I have full permission to purchase. Now, I'm not always actively looking for it. But yeah, that's one that is on the... We wants it. We wants it, my precious. We wants it. Yellow cap, exactly. That was my OG one, was banana yellow. Maybe more canary yellow, actually. It was a dull yellow. Not super vibrant, but it was nice. So, yep, I want another yellow cap. Okay. Okay. For they cannot sleep unless they cause harm. They are robbed of sleep until they make someone stumble. Do you know somebody like this? Do you know someone like this? They are always causing harm to someone else. The idea here that they can't sleep, like it's always on their mind. It's like they will, maybe a different way to say it, they will not sleep until they're not able to sleep. They will not rest. They will not rest until they act this way. There are those people that will always come in and attack. They're always saying something unkind about other people. It's just like, it's the things that come out of their mouth are harmful. They won't rest until they have found a way to denigrate or tear someone down. They just won't rest until then. Indeed, they have eaten bread gained from wickedness and drink wine obtained from violence. But the path of the righteous is like the bright morning light, growing brighter and brighter until full day. So look at this. There is a growing nature to righteousness. Oh, yeah. Supersonic, yeah, absolutely. By the way, more for DMs during Reach. Should we exchange phone numbers if we need to text each other? No, you have a flip phone and you have no data. Your tablet, you can use Discord, but you will need internet source. There should be an internet source there as well, Supersonic. But yes, great idea. We've got plenty of time, but before we get to Reach... definitely need to exchange phone numbers. So, good call, buddy. By the way, if you have not seen or did not notice, Supersonic and I will be doing a collab today. So this won't run all the way into that collab. My plan will be to raid over to the fish channel for a little bit, and then I will raid back over here. And I don't know, Supersonic, you said, I thought that you were not planning on live streaming yours. You just wanted to join with the voice channel. Let me know if that's different. If you are going to stream on your side. But it doesn't matter. I just want to let people know what they can expect. So they can join here or if they can join you or not. Because I love the viewer count being able to be shared between people. I think that's super cool that they started doing that. Okay. But the path of the righteous is like a bright morning light, growing brighter and brighter until full day. The way of the wicked is like gloomy darkness. They do not know what they stumble over. Yeah, like in the dark. Whoa. Yeah, when I was at HopeCon and we're walking around on unsteady paths. Oh, yeah. What was it? We were playing disc golf, right? And it wasn't, not that this was dark, but I stepped in a hole because there's no pads there for throwing on. So I went to go throw disc, and all of a sudden I stepped in a hole and went down as I threw the disc. It was pretty comical. Thankfully, no harm, no foul, but the ground there was unsteady. And so in the dark, you had to go slow. You would not dare run there in the dark because you might step in a hole, you might step on a rock, you might slip. So yeah, you do not want to stumble. The way of the path is gloomy and dark. You cannot see where you are walking. Yeah, not streaming your end. You had to delete yesterday's stream for yourself. You dozed off 1 hour and didn't even mute. BRB. Oh, no. Okay, so not on your end. That's fine. I just wanted to let people know if they should jump on and throw you a follow if you're doing that or not. So, all right, just refilling my mug here. Oh, that's what I haven't done yet. I'm just thinking out loud here. Let me switch that around. Well, that didn't work. There we go. Just switching around so that Reach Conference is showing. Lucis, you aren't the only one. You one was in a stream they had rated, but the other streamer still had on camera on his empty bedroom live. Oh no. You asked Bag about his phone numbers and wasn't sure if his phone would cause extra charges, Canada source, but I'm okay with a bit more cost if needed. Depends. It depends on who your carrier is. I have Verizon. I don't know who you have. Verizon does not charge me for calling Mexico or Canada. Those are all now included. So other providers may have that as well. But yeah, exactly, T West. Yeah, Verizon. Yeah, you're all good. You're all good. You should be able to text Born Again with no issues at all. Okay. My children, pay attention to my words. Listen attentively to my sayings. Okay, here's another thing. Let me see what they have on the footnote here. Commentators note the use... Oh, I got ad break. Sorry. I missed it. Oh, wrong thing.
Attention streamers,
there we go.
content creators, gamers, and cosplayers. Last year, ReachConf was an absolute blast. An in-real-life celebration where creators connected, impactful speakers inspired, gaming tourneys, on-stage shenanigans, and fantastic music kept the energy high. It was more than an event. It was a community coming together. Get ready for ReachConf 2025, happening November 6 to 8. All the best parts of gaming and creative culture will be there, live and in person. Last year, we hit capacity. And even with increased numbers this year, tickets are sure to sell fast. Don't miss your chance to be part of the ultimate IRL experience. Grab your tickets now and join the movement.
Welcome to the final countdown to ReachConf 2025. You better be grabbing your tickets as soon as possible. For the gamers, the video game building has over 10 TV and console combination stations with Smash tourneys. VR folks are going to have a Beat Saber tourney. There's going to be PC and game demos, arcade machines that are all free to play, a retro arcade, and an optional bring your own computer PC LAN for the PC folks. For the tabletop gamers, there's going to be a 50-person mega Dungeons & Dragons one-shot. Lots of tabletop space for all of the board games, and there's going to be room for the trading card gamers. If you want to bring your Magic cards, bring your Pokemon cards, battle it out, let's go. We're calling all the cosplayers in the group also. There's going to be a 360-degree photo shoot, a daily team shoot, and daily winners. And beyond that, there's going to be awesome game shows so the audience can be called in to win real prizes, content creator training events, industry talks, and more. So make sure you get your tickets to ReachConf 2025 today.
So yes, Reach is coming up soon. Super excited about it. So by the way, still, if you want to go, you can use code FLATCAP and get $5 off. And if we get to 7 people that use that code, you will get to see a video of me as Elton John in cosplay singing Crocodile Rock. That's what you'll get. You'll get exclusively. You wish you could make it. Yeah, I know. Not everyone can make it. I understand that. Walks away to buy 8 tickets. You know, if you can't go because you can't afford the airline tickets and travel and hotel and whatever, I get all of that. But if you want to buy a ticket for someone else to go, you know, hey, all good. All good. Buy a ticket and donate it to someone else to go. If you want to see the video, I might do something later if we don't get there. But anyway. And I did get Banana as a Hannah rescheduled. It's going to be Halloween. It's going to be Halloween. Yeah, T West, I wish I could be that generous too to buy tickets for people and give them away, but I am unable to do that. I am very much unable to be as generous as I want to be. So, all right. Back. Let me do this before we move on. Before we go back to the Proverbs, let me just talk about passing the cap. So if you have not seen this, this will be actually the last time I'm promoting it. So my friend Tony passed away. He's a bartender at my local brewery. He had 2 strokes in August, and then had liver failure that followed up on that, and he passed away. And we just had a benefit for him, and this is to try to help with medical expenses and funeral expenses that his wife now has. So we're trying to help out there. So if you are able to give, then give. And if you're not, please keep Sam in your prayers. So. Supersonic. I was also wondering, I've heard people talk about this, but you don't know if you'd go with 3, maybe 4 things already on the horizon. What is NCMS about? What is it like, and how, when and how long, where? Oh, you've heard NCMS is like Christian gaming community devs, something like that. Luce's prayer time. Yeah, absolutely. So Nerd Culture Ministry Summit is broader than just Twitch and video games. So Nerd Culture Ministry Summit is people who are tabletop RPG. They're people that are just nerdy because they might be Star Trek or Star Wars fans, and they just get into the genre of that, and they follow that route. They might be board game enthusiasts, card game enthusiasts, so they don't have to be online in any way. So it is people trying to help, and some of their focus is to go into your local church and be able to reach the nerds that are in your church, and then from your church, reach the nerds in your community. So it's not a focus to entirely be online and gaming. Reach is all focused on online. Nerd Culture Ministry Summit is broader, every avenue. So they will go to board gaming conventions, Love Thy Nerd does, and be missionaries there. And they will help people figure out how to start board gaming events in your local community, to be able to be outreach events and reach people. So it's a much broader area. They also, like Reach, will bring in a bunch of speakers to help give teachings, practical things, and then they'll have different tracks. And that will be in April. I don't remember the dates. I haven't promoted it, but we can chat about that at Reach too. We have prayer. Lucis, you're just saying, let's pray for Tony, or I should say Sam. Yes, also T-West, they meet in a castle. Yeah, it's much broad. I wouldn't say it's much different. It's much broader. So there'll be people who don't do anything online who are at NCMS. But at Reach, it's everybody's going to be online. So it's just a broader area, broader scope. God, we're just lifting up Sam. In the grieving process of having Tony pass away, and the aftermath, the missing him, the moments he's not there for. I just pray that you continue to multiply people's hearts to pour out and surround her, and to be a blessing to her as she's walking through this, and as we get a month and 2 months and we get into the holiday season, that there's going to be some difficult times where she's going to be missing Tony, and a lot of us are going to go back to our lives, and just help people to surround her in that grief as she walks through it, to just come alongside of her, to lift her up, to bind her up. It was so great to hear the number of people talking about Tony and how it's such a kind and caring, generous, loving person he was, and that was my experience too. And so he's going to be missed. So just be with Sam, be with the whole family, just watch over them. We just pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Lucis, your sister will be having a 9 a.m. breast cancer procedure today. Oh, okay. Is that what we need prayer for? There's a streamer, viewer, Mythalopes. Her mom was in a fatal condition, and now she totally removed all Discords and Twitch connections. She is MIA, and her Twitch friends are worried. Sorry, I'm just going to go look that up. And
Twitch is starting.
So she deleted her account then? I'm thinking Mythalopes is just the streamer, their name. Their streamer name was what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. I was assuming it was username, Supersonic. Yeah, that's her username. Yeah, I don't see it. So she must have deleted her account completely. Wow. All right. Thanks for the prayer time. God, we're just lifting up Luce's sister, like 10 minutes away from a procedure here for breast cancer. I pray that everything goes well. I pray that you will ease her mind, that you will put her at peace, that you will guard the hands of the surgeon to be able to do everything that needs to be done. I don't know what the fullness of the procedure is, but that you will just be with them. watch over, that her body will respond, that healing will come from this, restoration will be there. Just bind her up, surround her with your loving arms, be with her in this moment of need, be with the whole family and Luce's as she walks alongside her sister, as she journeys through this this period of life that is a valley. Just bind her up, bring her to the other side, bring healing and restoration. And for Mythalopes, whose mom was in a fatal condition, and now they've totally removed themselves from all connections with their online community. I know at times people need to do that. They need to step away. But the fact that she is seemingly isolating herself from a community that loves her, that could reach out to her, they are worried because maybe she's given up hope. And so I just pray that there is someone in that community that still has a way to connect, to be able to reach out, to be hope in a situation that may seem very overwhelming and very hopeless. And maybe there's someone that she knows in person that can be there for her. God, we are lifting up Mythalopes in the middle of her grief and suffering with her mom, loss of that in a fatal condition. And journeying through grief can sometimes have us do things that maybe aren't the most helpful, but we need people to reach out to us. I know I've reached out to friends who've isolated themselves, and there's nothing I can do. So we just pray that there is a person, one person, or maybe many, who will be able to get through to Mythalopes, and be able to be a friend in need, to bind up the broken heart, and surround with love and care and compassion. God, there are many who are lost and lonely, and they need someone, and what they need most is your love. So help us to be that for other people, to love them, to care for them, to walk alongside them in difficult times, to lift them up when they fall. We pray this all and we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. That's, I would say, on some level, when people are grieving something, they do tend to isolate themselves. When they are struggling with mental health, sometimes people will isolate themselves. It's not an uncommon thing for people to do. We certainly do want to continue to try to reach out, so hopefully someone will be able to do that. And Lucis, I will not be streaming again until Monday, so I don't know when you'll have an update on your sister, but I will probably not be able to hear that until Monday. Unless you have an answer later when we're back for streaming with Supersonic. Okay, so before we went to the ad break, the idea of listen intently is not just to listen. Jesus kind of implies this a lot of times. Blessed are those who hear these words of mine and puts them into practice. Okay? Nobody is here worried about your cognitive comprehension about things. Okay, so yes, I paid attention to your words. I can recite them back to you. These are the words that you told me. This is Proverbs number 4. I can quote it verbatim and tell you everything that it says. I can even summarize it. And no, go do it. Go do it. Listening attentively is only demonstrated by action. Okay? Listening to the sayings means putting them into practice, not sitting and going, I gotcha. It's contained, and she has her trust in the Lord. Yeah. Good. So pay attention to my words, listen attentively to my sayings, implies, it's understood, you put them into practice, okay? You're going to do them. That's what listening is. Listening isn't hearing in an ancient mindset. If you didn't do them, you didn't listen. That's the implication there. We've divided those into two separate activities, listening and obeying. No. Obeying is listening. Obeying is listening. Putting into practice is listening. Listening is nothing. You didn't do anything. Do not let them depart from your sight. Guard them within your heart. So don't let them escape your sight. You like the sayings, the virtues, the things. So we're going to now have these things being pursued with your whole body. So your ears are hearing them, you're putting them into practice. Do not let them depart from your sight. You're going to see them and follow after them. You're going to keep them or guard them with your heart. For they are life to those who find them and healing to one's entire body. This is an interesting phrase. Oh, so to all his flesh. There's a couple of these phrases and passages in Scripture that talk about that God's word brings healing to the body. And I don't think we really believe that. Like, oh, I can read God's word and pursue him and my body will be healed by doing that. And I don't think we believe it. And I think it's possible. And I think it does happen. Here's the thing, though, is how do you know when it happens? I don't know. I know his word can guard our hearts and minds, okay? But it can also guard our body physically. In some way, there is power in it, and it has that ability, and it can bring healing, and it can bring restoration. So, I don't know how, but there's also the same with prayer. How do we know that prayer is answered, and how do we know prayer is effective? Well, because we have stories of it. We prayed for this, and then it happened, and then there's no medical explanation, or certain other things could be. It was provided for, the outcome we were praying for, those kinds of things. We know them. But then there is the two people in the exact same circumstance can pray for the exact same thing. One receives it, and the other does not, and therein lies a mystery that I have no answer to. I have no comfort in saying to you that, well, if you just pray, it will happen, because I have faith that it will, but I don't guarantee that it will. It's I have confidence in, but even if it doesn't, that's what I want to almost always hedge on. And I wonder if my hedging sometimes keeps it from happening. And I wonder if my thoughts that, oh, no, this can't bring healing to my body just reading the words. Like, oh, I want to read a proverb today, and my back pain will be healed by reading a proverb. Seems really kind of weird. But it says, wisdom and pursuing it, and the words that are being instructed bring healing to one's entire body. And I have to believe that it's possible, and I have to believe that it can happen. Exactly. At times you've been healed supernaturally, and other times you have not been healed. Yeah, that's just it. The when, the where, the how. I don't have any rhyme or reason or understanding. I have limited comprehension. Well, let's see what you found. That's not bad. That's not bad. It looks more like I don't know. It looks more like it is a tannish of some kind. So I want either more mellow or more bright. I don't like this style. This isn't fully a flat cap. Well, I guess it's a cotton flat cap for women. Do I have a specific brand? Well, like Zach Lee's yellow. That would be the color. That would be awesome. So, and Well, this one is a Boston Scully. But no, I have many brands back here. Many brands back here. Or it could be the Michigan Maize would be a good color. It sounds like we're in the yellow flat cap hunt. That's what it sounds like. Yes. Go blue, exactly. Okay, let's get back to the text. Oh, Michigan Maize. Gross. My yellow is not Michigan Maize. No. No, yours is not. No, yours is not. No, agreed. Go Buck. Well, I don't know. I don't know, Zach. I don't know. You're trying to start a fight here? We're trying to be friends here. Can I get a refund on that sub? Hey, look, I root for them except for one game a year, okay? I root for them except one game a year. I love that they are ranked number one. I'm all good with that. I'm all good with that. I just one week a year I can't root for them. Okay. So not depart from your sight. Guard them with your heart. For they are life to those who find them and healing to one's body. Guard your heart with all vigilance. For from it is the sources of life. Ooh, sources. Outgoings, extremities. Oh, the outgoings of life. See, sources to me is totally different than outgoings. For out of them comes life. Matt, that might be a call for a ban. No. Go IU. Israel Bolden, welcome in. Also came in to say, God bless, have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Israel. And yes, go IU this year. Oh my goodness. Yes, I am on the bandwagon. I'm on the IU bandwagon. I'm jumping on. I was not last year. I'm a believer this year. I am a believer in IU this year. I think they're for real. But we'll see. We'll see. Remove perverse speech from your mouth. Okay, let's dive in. Crookedness. The noun refers to what is morally twisted or perverted. Here it refers to things that are said. Dishonest talk, crooked speech. Dishonest talk I take entirely differently than perverse speech. Yeah, you beat Oregon, something national champions couldn't do. Yeah. Matt, you do love the fact that Ohio State has been a lot of the players come to Jesus and do campus-wide baptisms. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. So, crookedness. Let's go look it up. We're in verse 24. 24. A forward mouth. Put away from thee a forward mouth and perverse lips. So, ikkiosh.
Strong's H,
Oh,
6143.
maybe.
Ikkeshuth.
Okay, we have distorted or crookedness. Oh, and it's only used in Proverbs. Okay. But it's from the root ikkish. Twisted, distorted, crooked, perverse, perverted. So we do have a little bit more usage there. What's the first one? They are a perverse and crooked generation. Oh, okay. Wait, is there another root? Yeah, there's another root there. Akash, to be crooked, to be perverse, and that's still also not very much used. Wow. And Lezuth.
Strong's H3891. Lezuth. Lezuth.
Deviation, perversity, crookedness. And it's only used here. So we've got a parallel that's only used once. To depart, to leave, to be crooked. Okay. Oh, ads. Sorry.
He's got that flat cap dapper look, making waves online, spreading the word on Twitch. Pastor with a cheerful heart, no lie, preaching joy so high to the sky. He'll be right back, yes, he'll be right back. He'll be back in 2 or 3. Flat cat dapper, flat cat dapper. We'll be right back after this break. No mistake, joy they make. I'll be right back, yeah. We'll be right back in 2 or 3.
All right. Sorry about that. I was tracking down a rabbit trail there and about the perverse or crooked and didn't see the ads come in. Israel, your brother-in-law came to Jesus. You've never been so happy. Hopefully he convinced your sister. Well, I wouldn't say so much he needs to convince your sister. So hopefully his following Jesus is a light that the Holy Spirit uses to draw your sister to Jesus. That would be the way I would phrase it. But I know what you mean. And then I see you, Supersonic. You've got the. Let me get caught up on chat. Well, I guess I can just do this. Did that go? Yep, it did. Okay. Another cap. I don't know what you mean, another cap. Got no cap for 5 minutes. He may even give. He even gave me one of his recovery Bibles. I'm not sure what a recovery Bible is. Oh, you collect Bibles. Oh, I have a lot of Bibles that I have collected as well. Resend. Oh, resent. Yeah, again, not quite the yellow I want. See, that's the problem. They're more these orangey yellows is what they look like. And I almost feel like I need to see it in person to make sure it's the yellow I want. So, yeah, I've seen that one. It's not vibrant enough. It's not vibrant. Well, yeah, you're asking me color hex code. I will have to go look up the color hex code. I don't know color hex code off the top of my head. What is your favorite Bible, whether study or just for reading? Do you have a favorite translation? Well, I use the Net Bible here because I love the footnotes. That's one of the reasons why I read it. So it depends on what I'm reading it for. I also have read the NASB, the New American Standard Bible. It is a word-for-word translation. I like it for that reason. This one is not fully word for word. They're trying to maybe go idea for idea here. Sorry, I suddenly got a hair. There we go. I could feel it. So, but I will at times read the Message Bible just to get a fresh view of things that that I haven't heard before. But yeah, there's plenty. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I was just saying, I'd have to go spend time finding the color and then figuring out what the code is, and all that. It would just take me a while, so I could do that. I just haven't. And then it wouldn't, like, not every color is going to be matching the hex code, but it's a good thought. Okay, guard your heart with all the vigilance, for from it are the sources of life. Okay, we're guarding our stars from... oh, that's where we're at. We are at the perverse speech. So, it's saying crooked speech. So, crooked speech could be things that are going to be along the line of it's deceptive and misleading, I would think. Perverse, however, I'm going to think about things that are going to be more sexual in nature if I'm using perverse speech, because I'm going to pervert things from what they should naturally be. They could also be coarse jesting and things of that nature. Keep devious talk from your lips. Devious definitely is going to go in the direction of I'm trying to slip one over on you. I'm gonna be misleading you. I'm gonna be like, don't go down that path. Don't go down the path of, oh, well, how many followers do you have? Oh, well, here, I'm just gonna exaggerate. Like, oh, I have almost 3,000 followers. I have almost 3,000 followers. You want to know how many I have? 2,079. That's what it says on my screen. I don't know if that's accurate. It says 2,079. Oh, okay. How many viewers are watching you at most times? Oh, I've got about 24 followers. Current count says 16. So I'm being devious if I'm doing those things. I'm being devious. I'm trying to portray myself as more than I really am. That's how I can play that game. I can play that game of make myself look so good to other people, and sly one over on other people. But perverse speech, I think, is more in the lines of I'm going to say something that is going to be out of bounds of what I should say let me put it this way. Would you kiss your mom with those lips? Would you say that in front of grandma? Maybe that's a better way. Now, maybe your grandma's different, but, would you say that in front of the church? If you wouldn't say it in front of the church, maybe you shouldn't say it. Israel, why do most people try to have a public perception of they're doing better than they are? I think part of it is because, and I think this is especially... man, another hair. This hat must have a lot of... There's another one. This hair must have a lot of hair that fell on it, or fell out on it. I think people, when you look at social media, a lot of people only put the good things in there. Oh, look at the wonderful dinner that I'm having. Oh, look at the wonderful location that I'm at. Oh, look at the wonderful. And so because what they see is just the wonderful things, they try to duplicate it, and they try to follow up on what they're doing in that area, because everyone else is doing this, so I can't show any weaknesses. So I think it becomes this: what you see is what you do, and part of it's we're not in real community in those in those locations, so we just add more and more to that ongoing thing of I can't keep up the image that is there, so I have to personify my image to match with it. So. But yeah, and I think we always want to put our best foot forward. You went to search for Zach Lee's yellow cat flat cap? Go for it. I don't necessarily know that that's the best thing, because if you can be vulnerable for people, if you can show them the difficulties that you're struggling with, then I think you make deeper relationships. But you can't always do that in public. So that might also lead to the fact of, like, for instance, if I come in to stream and I talk about whatever sin I'm struggling with, and you go, dude, that's horrible. Why, man, I don't know if I can hang out with you. You're struggling with that. It becomes a hard thing for some people. So you might need to do that in private so that you can deal with it, have accountability partners. You can't have the world be your accountability partner. It doesn't work. So to protect yourself as you're struggling through, like for instance, my wife and I are struggling. I can't necessarily, in our marriage, I can't always bring that to public, because then public takes sides, public interferes, public gets in the way. But if the two of us can go to a few friends and we can share there privately and we can work on what's going on, we're still going to have the public persona of we're together and we're in love, because we are. It's just not going to be always portraying the difficulty and the struggle when we're in the middle of it, not because we're deceiving, but because we're protecting. So I'm just trying to lay out a bigger idea there. So I hope that makes sense. All right, now stream has rolled on as I've been here that this color code, yeah. Yeah, just realize that it's basically section 1 of Idol Worship Playbook. If it looks good, it's probably gonna falter. Yeah. Your therapist calls that the love bubble? I haven't heard that before. That's interesting. People outside the bubble don't really matter in terms of the relationship. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes. So within the love bubble, I can be 100% me. It doesn't mean that outside of the bubble, I'm not 100% me. It means I don't reveal everything outside of it. I still am going to be who I am. It just may not be revealed if you're outside the bubble. T-West, thanks for sharing that. That's a cool thought. So yeah, that's kind of like with the 3 and the 12, the depth of the love that is shared within Jesus is greater than the 72, and the 72 is greater than the 5,000. Samarella! Welcome in, friend. You were in ukulele stream before and you can't hang out there for long times as you don't have much time with me today. You got like less than 4 hours left before you disappear. LOL. But happy to be here for some time. Well, Sam, I'm glad you were able to hang out. I will be at my mom's house the next 2 days. We do have a stream back here at noon. So like 3 hours from now. So we'll be wrapping up by the end of the hour, and then we'll be gone, and then we'll be back. So maybe we'll be here another hour. Who knows? But then we'll be back at noon. Supersonic and I are going to stream together. So, and then that will be gone until Monday. If you're on Discord and able to send messages, I'd love that too. Okay, guard your heart with vigilance. For from it are all the sources. Oh, we got the perspired speech. Okay, so moving on from our lips. Let your eyes look directly in front of you and let your gaze look straight before you. What happened? Oh, there we go. Why is it doing that? I click on it and then it's just jumping. Hey, one reason. You'll be at the hospice center by then. So you're not sure if you can be here for the next year. Oh, that's okay. I was only informing you of that and then letting you know I won't be around the next 2 days. So that if you were looking for me, I won't be here. Your senior engineer, T West, is awesome. He's going to help you do the brakes on your car. Super cool. Well, actually, drum brakes were traditional brakes, discs. So some vehicles did not switch over because, well, somewhat it's cheaper and easier than retrofitting or changing all of the specs on stuff. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, there's still vehicles with drum brakes that are being made today. Izzo, your relationship with God is trying to understand yourself because he reveals a lot about me most of the time. You're trying to understand yourself. Been on a journey since your early 20s. 31 now. Going on 32 on the 25th. Wow. Cool, man. And I would say there is no end to the journey. Like, that is both... a horrible thought, like, what do you mean I'll never arrive? No, you'll never arrive. But you will always be on the journey. You're always on the journey to know God more. You're always on the journey to know yourself more. You're always on the journey to become who God is working in you to become. So you are always, hopefully, working on and becoming the person that you can become. That is God in you, Jesus reflected through you, being more Christ-like. So if you falter along the way, you haven't arrived yet. There's hope found in that. There is when you make mistakes and you mess up, that wow, I've got a long ways to go, but I got lots of time. But there is the other side of it. Why can't I just be that? Why do I have to fail? Why do I have to repeat the same thing again and again? Why can't I arrive? Why can't God just snap his fingers and make me who I should be or who I want to be? Because we were created in a manner to learn and grow. And that's beautiful. Well, there's lots of levels of which that's beautiful. So anyway, Israel, that's so cool. That's so cool. When you realize that and you can begin journeying in that way and pursuing God, I think it's amazing. And here we're looking directly in front of us, like not looking around. What happens if you are looking around, you don't see something in front of you and you trip over it? So looking straight before you. Also, when you look around, you start looking at what you don't have. I don't know that that's exactly what we have here in the metaphor here, but I can see that would make some sense on a level of, I'm not going to look over there and see that, hey, my buddy just hit 5,000 followers and I'm only just above 2. He always has 100 viewers, and like, man, I rarely crack 30. Like, comparison, looking around, doesn't keep you on the path that's in front of you. It drags you down. It pulls you aside. It pulls you off the path. Lou says, why do I have to do laundry every so often? I blame Adam and Eve when I have to deal with the clothes, washing, putting away, folding, hanging, etc. Oh, autocorrect, put a question mark. Thank you, guys. That's a pretty cool happy B-Day. I just realized this. In a hexagon, I believe that's hex, or is that hep? Heptagon, which is the shape of a beehive. Happy B-Day. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Make the path of your feet level so that all your ways may be established. So you want a level path so that things are firmly established. Do not turn to the right or to the left. Turn yourself away from evil. Evil. Is this just raw? The LXX adds, for the way of the right hand God knows, but those of the left hand are distorted. And he himself will make straight your path and guide your goings in peace. The ideas presented here are not out of harmony with Proverbs, but the section clearly shows an expansion by the translator. Ah, interesting. Did not know that. Yes, a bee honeycomb. Yes. Lucis, did you come up with that? That's cool. Yep. That was the idea of the streamer's emote. Yeah. Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the bee. Not I, said the fox. All right. Chapter 5. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. You just like her emotes? Okay. I love Proverbs 5. This is probably my favorite proverb. Okay. My child, be attentive to my wisdom. Pay close attention to my understanding in order to safeguard discretion and that your lips may guard knowledge. Okay, so we're going to safeguard, we're going to protect discretion. Discretion is the same word in 1:4. It is wise, prudent consideration, careful planning, or the ability to devise plans with a view to the best way to carry them out. If that ability is retained, then temptation to digress will not interfere. You're going to miss... we're going to miss you too, Sam. We're going to miss you too. The lips of an adulterous woman drip honey, and her seductive words are smoother than olive oil on a... sorry, I just want to go to... They are smoother than butter on a bald monkey. Smoother than olive oil, but the end, she is bitter as wormwood, sharp as two-edged sword. Okay, so here we have the adulterous woman, the one whose lips are dripping with honey, her seductive words. So, like, I'm sure we have all probably known someone that could convince people to do stuff just by the words and flirtatious nature of coming up to someone and asking to do that. Guys are going to go right along with that. Okay, so this does not mean that we need to just think about only an adulterous woman in this situation, okay? It is the personification of something that is going to lead you astray. It's using the imagery of adultery because you wouldn't go into... Here's the one thing that we neglect to think about. We don't go after sin because it looks ugly. We go after sin because it looks pleasing. There is something about it that's attractive to us. So we're using the imagery of something that's attractive. Why would people go and sleep around when they're married? Because something is appealing about it in the moment. But when found out and brought to light, it's going to cause harm. So there's something attractive about it that you are drawn to, that you go after, and that's why it is. All right, Supersonic. So you missed something in context. A Samarella going to treatment passing. You don't know, don't want to sound dark, but you don't understand. She's going into hospice care because what's going on in her body cannot be treated, and so she's not able to get treatment. There is not a treatment she's able to receive. So she's going into hospice care to care for her. So it would be considered end of life care. We're still praying that God can, to do that risky procedure that she's not able to have. But we're still praying that God can bring supernatural healing. And even if he doesn't, we love Sam, and we want her to be cared for the best that she can. Okay, ads coming in. Fish, there we go.
Flat cat pastor rocks his tweet, streaming life by the reeds. Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand, plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cat pastor shows the way, stream it live come what may. With his cam he shows it all, little fish both big and small. Life in ponds so serene, nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow, hear the music, gentle glow. Flat cap's charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cat pastor shows the way, stream it live come what may.
All right. Just getting some action going there in the stream of avatars. I did go look for bicycle. I did not find any bicycles that we could put in there so that when I'm riding bike. And by the way, I am thinking that Mondays will probably be the day that I try to ride bike after we stream. I will stop. Well, we'll switch over to then riding bike stream will be the thought. I don't know if that's going to fully happen, but that's what I'm going to try to do. So we're biking one day a week to start with, and then we'll see what we can do. Supersonic. So she needs a risky treatment that her body is not recovered from the surgeries and procedures she had earlier this year, and that treatment needed to happen before she can have that risky treatment. Therefore, she can't have it. Therefore, there is nothing that they're able to do further. So she's going into hospice, and hospice is usually end of life care. So that's kind of where things are at, if I'm explaining it correctly. Okay, so we have the image of the adulterer that we want to avoid here. And again, this can be literal, but we do not need to understand this as literal. This can be a personification of following after other gods. Why would I follow after other gods? Well, why did Adam and Eve sin? Because the lie that they could have something now sounded better than waiting for later. Now, we don't know. It's a speculation that God would have given them the knowledge of good and evil later, that later on they would have had access to it. When they became more fully mature, they could have had it. I know that's a speculation, but from that standpoint, if you're seeing it that way, then it makes sense that most sins are temptations of you want it now, you want it fast, you don't want to wait. What was the problem with Abraham and Sarah that caused them? They could not wait for God's promise to be fulfilled, and they tried to take matters into their own hands. And oops, we've got Ishmael, who is making fun of Isaac and threatening to his life. And we've got strife with Hagar and with Sarah. So We've got issues because people took things into their own hands. They believed the lie that they could have them sooner, which is what you get when you're following after false gods, is they usually are promising you something now, some shortcut to way to be able to do it. That's why people follow after them, because there was some real power that they were able to give, that they could give it in such a way that maybe felt like I have control of things, or I can control them to get what I want, and so I'm going to chase after that. No, Supersonic, I don't think you're digging too deep into it. Sam has shared it several times. So, yeah, I mean, you might have just missed that when we've talked about it. So, the adulterous woman is a personification here, which often adultery is used as the metaphor for following after false gods. But here, I think this is just a metaphor for chasing after something that looks so attractive to you. But be careful of the thing that is attractive to you, because her feet go down to death. Her steps lead straight to the grave. Lest she should make level the path leading to life, her paths have wandered, but she is not able to discern it. So she's on a path that's leading to destruction. It's going down to death. It's going straight to the grave. You want to follow after that path? Not a good choice. So now, children, listen to me. Do not turn aside from the words that I speak. Keep yourself far from her, and do not go near the door of her house. So don't go near her. Like, why would, let me put it this way. Why were Adam and Eve hanging out in the middle of the garden next to the tree of knowledge of good and evil? Shouldn't they have decided to hang out in a different part of the garden instead of hanging out by the tree of knowledge of good and evil? If they hadn't hung out by the tree of knowledge and good and evil, would the temptation have been able to come their way? So, if I'm an alcoholic, maybe I don't go to restaurants that serve alcohol. Maybe I don't want the temptation around. Maybe I don't want to watch other people drinking a beer at the table next to me. Maybe I go somewhere else. And I only eat at places that don't. Why would I give myself the temptation that I already know? So, don't go by her house. Quit driving by. Keep yourself far from her, and do not go near the door of her house, lest you give your vigor to others and your years to a cruel person, lest strangers devour your strength and your labor benefits another man's house. So, what is this all about? Let's see what they have on vigor here. Your splendor, your majesty means the best times of your life, your best strength, your full... Okay, so you're giving her your best to a cruel person, and then she's going to devour your strength, and all of your labor, all that you're striving for, you're going to give to her, and it's going to end up benefiting another man's house and not your own. Yeah, if Woody would have gone to the police, this would have never happened, from a Woody Woodpecker's episode. I don't remember that one. I don't remember Woody Woodpecker well enough to know that one, but yes, it sounds right. Woody Woodpecker was a cartoon, Supersonic. It's almost SpongeBob's laugh, but I can't quite do it. At the end of your life, you will groan when your flesh and your body are wasted away. So, chasing. Wow, that was a thought that came through my head. I'm glad my filter's on today because I didn't want to say that one out loud. Just think rap artist reference to women. You don't want to be chasing those women, and at the end of your life, you've got nothing to show for your life because you've been chasing after living in the moment, living in the spotlight, living in that way. You're chasing after the thrill and the high of the seedy thing that's forbidden, and you're going after it. Your body's going to be wasted away, and you will have nothing to show for all the stuff that you've done. Your senior engineer said he'd help you do the drum sync. Yeah, is that going to happen? Cool. Yay! Don't go chasing waterfalls. Yes, Zach Lee. Garden hose was where my brain was going to. Exactly. You got it. And I was like, oh, no, don't say that. It's not a word I normally say, but yes, that's what I was thinking. Oh, no, don't say that.
And you will say, how I hate discipline. My heart spurned reproof. For I did not obey my teachers, and I did not heed my instructors. This is what your life will come to when you go chasing after theirs. Oh, it wouldn't be the worst thing you ever heard a pastor say? No, it wouldn't be. It was just unnecessary to say it. And when it's unnecessary, I choose not to. Now, there's certain words that I don't take as problem. Yeah. At least a tool. Yes, a garden hose is a tool. Yes. I do like if you've seen the Weird Al video and Michael Jackson is just hollering an expression, but Weird Al is running in the video with a hoe, for gardening, which is also very funny. Which is also a tool. Okay. So at the end of the life, you're going to say, this is what I did. I chose to hate discipline. I chose to hate correction. I didn't obey my teachers. I didn't follow instruction. Your life is done. Well, you done messed up, Aaron. And your life is showing that. I almost came to complete ruin in the midst of the whole congregation. So this is what you are going to cry. Now, here is the solution. Okay, so we've got the temptation. Now we're going to the solution. This is the part that I really, really like. Now, what you need to think about here is that if you are living in a desert region, right? Water is going to be one of the most valuable things that you can possess. Water is going to be something that is life-giving. And you're going to have probably a cistern. A cistern was a container for collecting water. I've actually watched a cool video of a guy on YouTube that had an old school house that had a cistern that collected rainwater under his house. So his basement has water in his basement. It is a pool down there, and so he turned it into a pond. I think he has sturgeon in there, if I remember right. But anyway, he turned it into a whole pond underneath his house, the cistern for collecting water. So you would collect water under your house in some places, or you would have a reservoir for collecting it. And it would be where you would keep the water so that you have access to it because you need to protect it. Okay, so that's what a cistern is. Drink water from your own cistern and running water from your own well. So running water is going to be water that's moving, living water. A cistern is stagnant water. So you got two sources of water. They're your own. They're your own. Oh, by the way here, the well, if you haven't caught this yet, the well is going to be your wife. Okay, so if you're drinking water from your own cistern and running water from your own well, the cistern, the well, is now going to be the one you're in relationship with. Okay, instead of the adulterous woman you're chasing after for life, you're going to get real life from the one who is with you. Should your springs be dispersed outside, your streams of water in the wide plazas. It's a metaphor here. So this doesn't hold true supersonic every place, but this proverb is using your source of water is equal to your spouse. So and then your springs be dispersed, be scattered. Okay, so here we could be getting into a spring being dispersed outside, your streams of water in the wide plazas could be a euphemism for sowing your wild oats. I'm going to go in that direction. Christopher, hello. So, yeah. Yeah, for those without a wife, well, this is just wisdom for when you have a wife, Supersonic. It's wisdom for when you're going to get a wife. This would be how you are to live. So, here we have, and I don't know if you know the metaphor, sowing your wild oats. The best way would just be going after the adulteress that he already said to not do. So, should you spread yourself around outside and in the wide plaza for everybody to see you? Oh, yeah. The movie Coming to America? Yes, exactly, Christopher. Go in and start spreading your wild oats. Yes, go have some flings, King, with whoever you want, and then come back and marry the person chosen for you. Yeah, that's the idea there. So, should your springs be dispersed? So, the well and the cistern is representing the wife, and then the spring and spreading the streams of water wide in the plaza. I'll leave it at that. I think you get that. Let them be for yourself alone and not for strangers with you. So these aren't, you don't spread this, or you don't spread your cistern around. Like, you're not throwing it out there. Seems more like a rap reference. Yeah. Yeah, it's not water. It's a euphemism here. But if you replace life with the sources of water, you would have the well could be, or the cistern could be the womb in which water is stored but not water, and then you're spreading your streams of water around, which would be life-giving, and there we have it. There we have it. Let them be for yourself alone. Okay, that's interesting. And not for the strangers with you. What do we have here on the Lamed for you, for yours? Is oppositional, underscoring the possessive, inclusive. Not for strangers with you. The point is, what is private is not to be shared with strangers. It belongs in the home and in marriage, and water from a cistern is not to be channeled to strangers or to the public. Yeah, don't commit adultery. Exactly. Christopher, if women have eggs, why don't we get omelets every... Oh, no. Not eating... No. Cannibalism, Christopher. But I know what you're saying. Well, that's why Hebrews... So why don't you make coffee every morning? Okay. So let them be, I would say yours alone, not yourself alone. I would think this would be for yours, the one you possess alone, and not for strangers. May your fountains be blessed, and may you rejoice in the wife you married in your youth. Okay, so you don't need to be looking around because someone is younger and more flattering and trying to draw you away. A loving doe, a graceful deer, may her breast satisfy you at all times. May you be captivated by her love always. Means to swerve, to meander, to reel, as in drunkenness. There's another translation, I think, that uses intoxicated. May you always be intoxicated by her love. I love that idea. Like, I am going to consume so much my wife that it's intoxicating to me. I ain't got no time for nobody else then. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, NRSV says intoxicated with her love. I love that translation. To be always intoxicated with her love. That is the way I like to. Yep. A spot of tea for Christopher. Spot of tea. Earl Grey all day today, I say. Earl Grey all day. So, what is the solution? What is the solution to not going after an adulteress? To be intoxicated with the one you're with. To be how do you become intoxicated? You have to consume. Okay? And this is not in a using up, abusing way here. It is in the I am consuming so much of time with her that she's all I'm thinking about. She's all I want to spend time with. She is always on my mind. You are always on my mind. Always on my mind. So you're satisfied with where you are, and also the reference to the wife of your wife of your youth. Let me see. Do they have anything on there? Your young wife in the wife of your youth. The genitive may function as an attributive adjective, young wife or youthful wife, or the genitive may be temporal, referring to the age in which you married your wife. I think it's temporal. Yeah, and the temporal genitive is suggested by the passage in similar construct. Yeah, I think it's temporal. The wife you married in your youth. You got married young, and now you're finding out stuff you didn't know. Be captivated by the one you married. But why should you be captivated, my son, by an adulteress and embrace the bosom of a different woman? Like, look what you got at home. Why are you going elsewhere? For the ways of a person are in front of the Lord's eyes, and the Lord weighs all a person's path. So, hey, you're going after something you ought not to. God's going to see. God's going to weigh what you do. The wicked will be captivated by his own iniquities, and he will be led by the cords of his own sin. So the sinner is led by sin and goes into captivity by it. Like, think about this. How much are you under a yoke of slavery if you're having an affair? If you're having an affair, how much are you under that yoke? Because it's a burden to keep it hidden. It's a burden to do it secretly. It's a burden because to play the double life. You are living a falsehood and you are under the slavery of the lie. You're burdened by the wicked condition of which you've established for yourself, and it's going to weigh down your path. So it is cords of sin that are tying you down. I love that imagery. CK said that we should have as many babies as we can, but what if we can't afford it? I'm myself a child that mostly grew up in foster care because mom couldn't take care of me, and that is just one occasion. Think about making 10 kids. How on earth would that work? KC being yes, Charlie Kirk. Yep. Well, Charlie Kirk is entitled to his opinion. I think there's nobody that needs to go have 10 kids. I don't think that it is necessarily healthy for the mother's health to have 10 kids. Now, I know people did in days past, but also many of the kids, when you had 10 kids, didn't make it past age 5. So having 10 kids was somewhat hedging your bets that enough of them would make it to adulthood. You also had multiple kids when you were working in a rural circumstance so that they could work the farm. And so that was part of that. We don't live, most of us, in those circumstances. And yeah, everyone should make the decision that is right for them on having kids. Paul even celebrates being celibate. Well, if you're celibate, how are you going to have kids unless you do foster care or adoption? Okay, so you can. But everyone needs to make their own decision. The biblical principle of be fruitful and multiply is given to the whole of humanity. I mean, yes, it's given to Adam and Eve specifically, but to multiply does not require 10 kids. It doesn't. If I have one kid, have I not multiplied the human race? Oh, well, you just added to it. No, I've multiplied it because that kid has the potential to have other children. And in my lifetime, by having one child, I could have 2 grandchildren. I could have 10 great-grandchildren. There's the multiplication. Okay? I don't have to be Genghis Khan with 600 wives and a person, I've heard this at one point, a person is born with Genghis Khan's genes every 6 minutes. That's just ridiculous. I don't need any of that. Okay, we got ads coming in. Bum, 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 bum.
Welcome to the final countdown to ReachConf 2025. You better be grabbing your tickets as soon as possible. For the gamers, the video game building has over 10 TV and console combination stations with Smash tourneys. VR folks are going to have a Beat Saber
Just going back to the egg joke there,
PC
Supersonic.
game
Yeah.
demos, arcade machines that are all free to play, a retro arcade, and an optional bring your
What
own
about a
computer
half
PC
child?
land for PC folks.
Any child is a good call.
Mega.
And some people still may not have children. I have
Lots
friends
of
who
tabletop
can't.
space for all of the board games, and there's going to be room for the trading card gamers. If you want to bring your Magic cards, bring your Pokemon cards, battle it out, let's go. We're calling all the cosplayers in the group also. There's going to be a 360-degree photo shoot, a daily team shoot, and daily winners. And beyond that, there's going to be awesome game shows that the audience can be called in to win real prizes, content creator training events, industry talks, and more. So make sure you get your tickets to ReachConf 2025 today.
Attention streamers, content creators, gamers, and cosplayers. Last year, ReachConf was an absolute blast. An in-real-life celebration where creators connected, impactful speakers inspired, gaming tourneys, on-stage shenanigans, and fantastic music kept the energy high. It was more than an event. It was a community coming together. Get ready for ReachConf 2025, happening November 6 to 8. All the best parts of gaming and creative culture will be there, live and in person. Last year, we hit capacity, and even with increased numbers this year, tickets are sure to sell fast. Don't miss your chance to be part of the ultimate IRL experience. Grab your tickets now and join the movement.
Flat cat pastor rocks his tweet, streaming life by the reeds. Fish pond
Well, Supersonic, I want to say, actually, I think last year, half of the tickets were bought in the last 2 weeks, I think. Half of the tickets to Reach last year were bought in the last 2 weeks. So there's a bunch of people that might suddenly realize they have the ability to go that weren't planning on it or were hoping were able to do it. So... Yeah. Going back to what Charlie Kirk said, one reason. But I think Charlie Kirk, when he's saying that statement about having 10 kids, is a different point than the care. But anyway, yeah, sometimes they care more about women having the baby than they have about caring once the child is born. Yeah, totally agree. I think we'll get over 300. I don't know if we'll get to 4. Let me put it that way. I think we'll get into the 300s. That's my guess. We'll get into the 300s. I think there's another 50 or 75, maybe 50 to 100 tickets that'll be sold. I don't know. The command reach has been edited. Ooh, how did that happen? Are you just saying that? Oh yeah, I should edit it. It's anybody. Yeah, you got $10 off the first one. I should edit that. The only thing that's wrong is for the first 100. For first 100, everyone using the code will get $5 off. So okay. We're almost done with this proverb. He will die because there was no discipline. Because of the greatness of his folly, he will reel. What do we have here for reel? He will swerve. The repetition of the negative sense. So the swerving off the path, the falling off the path. I mean, think about this. Like, if you are driving on the road, you do not want to swerve off the road or veer off the road. So there being the idea that your life ended in folly, in ruin, that you swerved into the ditch. And the reason for it is there was no discipline. Okay, we need to go look up this word because herein lies the certainty or the avenue for making it out. Oops, we didn't go to the next one. We haven't looked up a word in a while. Okay. What word are we on? 23, he has no discipline. He shall die without instruction. Muskar. Musar.
Strong's H 4148. Musar.
No, reach hasn't happened already. It's in November 2025. It's in less than 30 days. Supersonic answered that earlier. It's November 6 through 8. So, okay, so Musar. Discipline, chastening, correction, chastening. Okay. He will die because there was no discipline. Okay, so let's go look at the form of this. Musar. Musar. Where is it? Okay, they have instruction here. That's why I'm not finding it. Okay, so it is a noun. It is masculine singular. Okay, so it's a noun in the singular absolute form. So he has absolutely no discipline. So to discipline someone or to give discipline, here it is discipline upon yourself. Thanks, Christopher. Have a good day. I did not exercise discipline over myself. Why? Let me put it this way. Why does someone drink too much? Because they do not discipline themselves to stop drinking. If you set out a discipline that I can have one drink, or depending on what I'm drinking, I can have two, and then I stop, I am disciplined in my practice of consuming a beverage. If I just drink it because it tastes good, and then I go, you want another? Yeah, I'll have another. And then I go, you want another? Yeah, I'll have another. If my answer is always, I'll have another. Oh, I'll stop before I have too many. There's no discipline in that. Now, I'm not saying you have to stop at one or you have to stop at two, but I'm saying if you get in the practice or habit of that, that's discipline. So the same would be, how do you get in the discipline of not overeating? Oh, never doing seconds. That would be one way to set a discipline of, I can fill my plate. I don't stack my plate. I don't go for seconds. How do you have another discipline? I have dessert only one day a week, or I don't have dessert. I don't have dessert at home. One thing is, my wife and I, we do not have soda at home. We will have soda when we're not at home, but we don't have it when we're at home. We don't have it in the house. We have soda water that I make. So there is no sweetener in there. There's just some flavoring that's added. That's it. Nothing sweet. So there's no calories. There's no sweetener. That's part of our discipline of what we do. So you need to set up boundaries and be disciplined, because if you're not disciplined about something, if you don't make the decisions beforehand that this is how you're going to live, then you get tempted by something and you say yes to it because it looks good. You get tempted by it and you say, oh, but I shouldn't. When you say, oh, I shouldn't, then you're not disciplined. When you say no, you're disciplined. So, like when I go out to eat, rarely do I eat dessert. I rarely eat dessert anyway. You know when I say yes to dessert? When it's creme brulee. When it's creme brulee all day. All day creme brulee. Otherwise, ixnay on the dessert. Very seldom will I say yes to dessert, but if it's creme brulee, it's a yes. Same for your home? Yeah. Yeah. I'll just give you this funny story. So I will not name names, but one cruise that my wife and I went on. And like usually when you go on a cruise, one night on the cruise will be creme brulee, and I get all excited. It's creme brulee night, and I'm going to have dessert. Most of the time, I'm not ordering dessert. I just, no, I don't need it. I'll be disappointed. It will be satisfying in the moment, and then I'll regret it, so I don't do it. There are a few others that I will indulge in here and there, but that's pretty much it. And they don't usually have pie, or I would probably eat. They don't usually have pie. So anyway, we go on the cruise, first night. Almond flavored creme brulee. Yes, almond flavored creme brulee. Ooh, this sounds amazing. It was fantastic. Night 2 on the cruise. Coconut creme brulee. Oh my goodness. Coconut creme brulee. You know what I should do? I should make this. Yeah, let me start over. I'm going to do it with a big video. So, first night, almond creme brulee. And, oh, so good. Never had almond creme brulee, but it's creme brulee, so I got to have it. And the next night is coconut creme brulee. I didn't even imagine there was such a thing as coconut creme brulee. And it was even better than the almond creme brulee. Oh my goodness, amazing. Night number 3, caramel creme brulee. Oh, it was so good. Caramel creme brulee. I don't even remember what night 4 was, but it was also creme brulee. Night 5, creme brulee once again. Like, this is the, dream cruise. We've been on lots of cruises. Usually one night of creme brulee. That's all I get. And I sometimes... No, I don't. I maybe once I've ordered 2. But, I'm digging it. I'm loving creme brulee. And so it's like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. I am so ready on night 6. And night 6, we sit down and I look at the menu and baked Alaskan. There's no creme brulee on the menu. So I didn't get creme brulee. All right, my streak ran out. They ran out of creme brulee. I had 5 nights of creme brulee. Oh my goodness, amazing, but they're out. Night 7, final night of the cruise, regular creme brulee. Like, what in the world? Why did you do that to me yesterday? Why did you go 5 nights in a row, skip 1, and give me creme brulee on day 7, and day 6, no creme brulee? Worst cruise ever. You gave me 1 night with no creme brulee. I can't believe you let me hang on 1 night with no creme brulee. How dare you? How dare you set me up for such disappointment by giving me more than I expected, and then you went almost all the way and you pulled it out. I felt like Charlie Brown kicking the football. I thought I was getting creme brulee, and you pulled it out from underneath me, and all I can think about is day 6 with no creme brulee. Worst cruise ever. Not really, but that's how I'm going to remember the story, because you disappointed me on 1 night when you overextended my expectations for 5 nights in a row, but day 6 you stole it away. Yeah, first world problems. Oh, exactly. And I'm and all of this is tongue in cheek and in jest, but also like the disappointment on my face. It was like, had I known they were going to do creme brulee on day 7, I may have had the courage to just ask, is there any chance I can get creme brulee when it wasn't on the menu? I should have asked. Oh, yeah, you understand. You're like, yeah, exactly. Laugh at me. And I'm telling the story intentionally for you to laugh at me because it is quite silly. All right. So we've made it through Proverbs 5, everybody. And by the way, Proverbs 5 is my favorite proverb And let's just go back a second on that. This right here is my favorite part of it. And what was the translation that had NRSV? Let's just go look up NRSV. NRSV. Why will you not scroll? There we go. Wow, there's an NRSV Anglican. I did not know that. Updated edition. Let's see what that one has, because I don't see the NRSV in there. Oh, yeah. Thanks. Wars in this world pale in comparison to creme brulee. Yes. Like, honestly, couldn't we just solve all wars by sitting across from each other and sharing a creme brulee? Like, how can you be angry after eating a creme brulee? Okay, a loving deer and a graceful doe. Here's the image that you should have of your relationship with your spouse. There's different ways to translate, like as a loving deer and a graceful doe. May her breast satisfy you at all times. May you be intoxicated always in her love. Okay, so the breast here, again, if we're going back to source of life, if we're going back to imagery of an adulterous woman, of the thing that is attractive, that's going to draw you in, there's that. And then this is the thing, intoxicated always in her love. How are you going to be intoxicated? This is the thing. So this is what I've just focused on as a married man since I got married. I need to be intoxicated with my wife. I need to have enough time with her, and when I'm away from her, thinking about her. That's what I need. You'll take tiramisu. Cheers. Hey, more power to you. Tiramisu I will have once in a while. I don't always say yes to tiramisu. I may from time to time say yes to baked Alaskan. After 5 days of creme brulee, no thank you. No thank you to baked Alaskan. I'm just disappointed that anything was not going to be creme brulee. You could say I was intoxicated on creme brulee. Consumed by the thought of it. See, there's actually a really good example there. Consumed by the thought of having it. That's what I was. I was intoxicated on that trip with creme brulee, consuming it, thinking about it, savoring it, talking about it, reflecting upon the creme brulee from the day before, anticipating creme brulee the next day. That's how your relationship with your spouse needs to be. Now, I know that's not an everyday thing, but when it doesn't happen, you need to do something to work towards this. Okay. The other thing, I had a dear friend of mine in seminary, who I always teased about, because a lot of my friends were in the hip hop scene and always talking about, checking out a gal's booty, not in any derogatory manner or whatever, but just saying, they're a butt man. And I would say, that's not biblical. That's not biblical. Don't you know Proverbs 5:19? It doesn't say, may you always slap her booty at all times. It doesn't say that. Nope, that's not biblical. And so anyway, if you have any friends and you want to joke around with your pals about, what is the biblical tongue-in-cheek there? Because, I'm not really saying you should. But you want to have a good laugh with your friends, quote this to them and say, that's not the biblical way. Booty, no, booty is not the thing to go for. There are other parts that the Bible suggests. So anyway, like I said, tongue-in-cheek. But I had a friend I always teased about that. All right. Anyway, I love the idea of being intoxicated with their love. That's really the thrust of it. Okay. So we will be back in a couple of hours. We will be back in a couple of hours. And so usually when I have a couple of streams, I do like to go and raid the fish channel, and you guys can hang out there for a little bit. I have a prayer meeting at 11 o'clock, so I need to get ready for that. Oh, yes. Thank you, Lucis the 10-2. Let's do that. Let's actually go look it up. We got a little time. Let's go look up Luke 10:2. I usually quote it, but let's just go look it up anyway. Jesus said to them, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore, ask the Lord of the harvest to send laborers into the harvest. So that's what we're doing. We are asking God to send laborers into the harvest. We are already sent. We're asking for more people to come do the work with us. So God, we are just lifting up and asking you to send more workers into the harvest, because we keep running into and we keep finding people who are lost and lonely and far away from you. So in Twitch Spaces, may you raise up more people to not just only be streamers, but to be mods and to be in the chat, to be salt and light in very dark places. And not everyone's called to the same places, but in all of those dark games that are there, in all of those lonely places where people are at, in those places where toxicity is, we need to bring salt and light. So help us to do that. Help us to be that. Send out more workers in Twitch and all places digitally, because the harvest is there and the harvest is white, and we want to go and we want to reach them. So be with all of us who are already going, and be with those that you will be sending. Raise up more, we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, let me give you a blessing here. I just get the raid ready. All right. May God's seeking comfort find you. May his loving arms bind you. May his might protect you. May his wisdom direct you. May the joyous love of Jesus Christ be with you and all those you know, both now and forevermore. Amen. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me, for hanging out here. I appreciate you so much. I love spending time digging into God's word, sharing it with you, getting your thoughts on it, having conversations, praying for you. You are so much a part of my ordinary day. I will miss you until next week of doing that. We will be back with Supersonic Saved by Grace right here at noon Eastern, and we'll be just hanging out and chatting. So thank you for the benediction. Living in that today. Good. Love that. All right. Let's go. Let's raid the fish channel, and then from the fish channel, we will raid back here at noon. So if you just hang out with the lurk, and you'll end up back here. That's why I do that when I've got a multi-stream day. We go to the fish, and we come back from the fish. So thank you. Appreciate you. If you have to go, thank you for being here and being a part of my day.
Flat cap on his head, he's streaming live. Reading from the book, the word so alive. A prayer in his heart that lifts the soul. In the digital world where spirits roll. Hallelujah, from the screen we scream. Join the pastor in the holy dream, spreading love with every verse he reads, planting hope like precious seeds. He's a shepherd with a virtual flock, leading us to faith around the clock. Tapping amen as we raise our hands in this sacred digital land. Don't need a pew to find the light. Through a screen he hope like precious seeds. Chat is buzzing with the gospel truth. Every line a fountain of youth. Bible open pages turning slow. Feel the Spirit start to flow. Chat is buzzing with the gospel truth. Every line a fountain of youth. Bible open pages turning slow. Feel the Spirit start to flow.